I was one of the last ones to see Raphaël on that night, so I think it was important for me to share that moment that I spent with him and what I went through on that day.
A Quebec coroner's inquest continued Tuesday into the death of Raphaël Napa André, the 51-year-old Innu man found dead in a portable toilet in January 2021. He had been seeking shelter as he was part of the homeless community in Montreal. Community workers that knew him testified at the hearing in Longueuil, saying Napa André was part of the family of local shelters. It happened at the corner of Milton Street and Park Avenue, steps away from the open door shelter after public health officials had ordered it to close overnight due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We were forced to close at 9 p.m. Following our COVID outbreak at our center. We were asking people to leave. Raphaël was one of the last people to leave that night. He didn't want to leave, but we had no choice. So it was really heartbreaking to find out the next morning that he had passed away.
Montreal police determined his death wasn't criminal and turned the investigation over to the coroner. Tessier says this was an avoidable tragedy and one he warned might happen.
The people on the ground, those of us who have an intimate knowledge, expertise with the people we're serving, told the authorities, the powers that be, that if we were forced to close at 9 p.m., something tragic was going to happen and very likely somebody would die, and sure enough, it happened.
He was just a loving person, so he was a good member of the community. He was super experienced. He was sharing his experience. So as I said, it's somebody who I was surprised. There's some people you kind of expect it's going to happen. But with Raphaël, when I got that news, I was totally shocked because that wasn't something I was expected.
On Tuesday, a doctor and nurse from the CHUM testified, as well as a toxicologist. The inquest is aiming to shed light on the circumstances of Napa André's death and propose solutions to prevent a similar death.
It's mostly for the honor of Raphaël and bring the truth of that. With my experience, I don't believe these things are really going to make a change. Hopefully, maybe. But it's all political. So now we're talking about Raphaël today, but since then, I have 10, 12, 20 others that were the same story.
The hearings will continue until the end of next week and pick up again for 2 weeks in June.
Raphaël was strong and resilient and a free spirit, and I just pray that his sacrifice can make changes and avoid a situation like this in the future.
In Montreal, Alyssia Rubertucci, City News.